You know what? At this point, I think that if you offered Scarlett Johansson a week, a day, or even a millisecond of good press, she would throw up in her mouth a little bit. Give me your wig. Give me your wig. Give me your wig. Give me your wig. Never fear, the super queer is here to steal your man and also to drag your face. I don't know what you're doing at this moment in time, but it's time for you to wake up. I didn't come to play around or to lay around. I came to spread the gay around. Now let's, Jesus, let's get into it. Make sure that you go into my Patreon, patreon.com/AdrianExpression. I just recently wrote an article about, because I talked about this in a video and I presented it as one of the topics for you guys to vote on, and the patrons wanted that topic. So the topic I wrote on was that whole Instagram post that Justin Bieber wrote about his life and money and fame. And I wrote about how we often are jealous of these people who are super famous and super rich, not realizing that if fame and riches are the only things in life that you care about, it can produce an emptiness and shit. So go over there, check that out. I really like that article. Let me know what you think about it. I really appreciate those of you who are signing up. And I just want to say, like, I see all your comments. I see all your support. I see every time that I make a video, you guys rush to click on it. I really appreciate how long you guys have stuck with me and your support. I love y'all so much. Let's get into it. So, Panini! Lil Nas X, after all that press that happened, after all this, you know, drama with Kevin Hart and The Shop, HBO, everyone, I mean, that shit went viral. I made a video about it. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it. It's my most recent one. After all that, Lil Nas X decided, hey, I'm gonna release a music video for Panini and you guys are just gonna eat it up. That's exactly what we did, as if it was a buffet. I thought it was really cool. It lined up with the quirkiness and comedy of his brand. It paralleled exactly with the VMAs performance, I think it was. It gave me all types of sci-fi, Afro, futuristic type of tease, and that's what happens when you have gay black men in charge of creativity. It was color everywhere. It was, I mean, he gave y'all choreo. It wasn't boring. You see what I'm saying? And then Skai Jackson in there, honestly, was just the icing on top of the cake. It was a cherry on top. You see what I'm saying? For the whole video, she was getting annoyed at the fact that he was all he was all in her face. She was trying to escape him, but he was able to follow her around with all the technology. It was cool. It was cool. If you haven't checked it out, go see it. This was my favorite part of the video when Skai Jackson was looking out the window like, what the fuck? Is he out there? Like, is this nigga stuck on the wing or something? Sis depressurized that cabin and took her ass out with that parachute. And then Lil Nas came out there with that Spy Kids built ass go-go gadget rocket boots. I live. So if you haven't checked it out, go ahead, check it out. What's going on in the music industry? Nicki Minaj, she said that, girl, I don't know what to tell you hoes. I'm retiring. I'm going to start a family with my corny ass. Locked up and won't let me out. I'm built ass man. I saw a tweet that said the reason why Nicki Minaj is retiring. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm repeating this. It's just so goddamn funny. The tweet said, the reason why Nicki Minaj is retiring is because she's going to need to take her kids to school because her husband can't. Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, everyone's just like, girl, are you really serious? Some people are saying, girl, now that the heat is, you can't take the competition, now you're retiring. Other people are saying, girl, don't believe her ass. Other people are also saying, girl, Cash Money gonna show you that contract, bitch, you ain't retiring. It was a lot of shit. I honestly think that this is gonna give us all types of, girl, I retired, but not really. She gonna hop on tracks, she's still gonna be here. Hopefully the bars will be what I want them to actually be, no shade. But I think she's gonna give us a very much so a Jay-Z type of retirement. And since we're already over here talking about Jay-Z, let me give you an update. So remember, instead of donating to these causes himself, Jay-Z decided to hook up with the NFL, make a whole bunch of money for himself and the NFL, get good press for the, it didn't turn out to be good press, for the NFL, and take some of the profits, unspecified amount, and give some of the rest to some of these organizations. It's just like a whole bunch of shit you had to go through to give to these organizations, to give back to your community. It's just, all right, girl. So we already dragged his ass on that one, but recently it's news that's coming out, and where we're getting this shit from is Sports Illustrated, that's saying some of the two organizations that he's donating to, I mean, it's about like $400,000. One of them is BBF, Better Boys Foundation, and the other is Crushers Club. Now, I want to go ahead and show you the type of shit that Crushers Club is talking about, okay? Girl, I mean, they went from All Lives Matter to, we got to cut these niggas' dreads. And this is the founder, by the way, and I'll show you what type of circles she runs in. And this is from the FBI.gov. It's not looking good. They had this whole program that cut niggas' hair, cut niggas' dreads off because they want a quote unquote better life. So it's just like this game that y'all hoes talking about that Jay-Z is quote unquote playing, it's not looking too good. And even if it was playing chess, he's surrounded by the rook, few pawns, he's surrounded by the bishop and the queen, just with nobody nobody else around him. He think he a king, but you know in chess the king can only move one space in one direction. He's surrounded by all these other pieces, and it's just, he's playing a losing ass game. In my opinion, I don't know what, like, girl, what type of vetting did y'all do? We already know this deal is disingenuous as hell. You're gonna make a whole bunch of money while Kaepernick sacrifices whole shit. Whatever. We know you're gonna make a whole bunch of money, but damn, at least give the money back to some organization that ain't trying to cut niggas' dreads off. or this tweet right here. Our junior CPD, they can't wait to arrest someone, especially here, and they can start making 70,000 as a cop. It's just Jay-Z, they dragging your ass. So of course the Crushers Club saw all of this bad press and they had to release a bullshit ass statement. Now, I'll put it up and let me see if you can see through this bullshit. The Crushers Club does not have any policies prohibiting dreadlocks. We welcome all hairstyles from our youth. On occasion, our kids look to change their hairstyles and ask us to assist, especially since haircuts can be a costly expense for them. Our goal is and will always be to equip our youth with the resources to improve their neighborhoods, maximize their potential, and develop into the leaders of tomorrow. Okay, that's their statement. And in response to this shit, let me know if that suffices for you guys. But to me, something is fishy about this situation. All right. See, I'm wondering, girl, you got whole ass dreads on top of your head. Are you gonna cut them out? Is Blue gonna sit down with an arts and crafts built ass scissors like this woman did with this man hair and cut your dreads off too? I don't understand it. So like I said, this comes from Sports Illustrated. It's a whole bunch of other platforms reporting on it. So you guys read up on that shit. Let me know in the comments. Check it out. When our faves, our black faves, are going into these places, a lot of times they're not going to shake the fucking table. They're going to sit there and eat from it, piss on us, and expect us to call that shit rain, and it is really annoying. Speaking of somebody else who is annoying, Scarlett Johansson went up there defending Woody Allen. I don't care what allegation she's defending. I'm not sitting over here trying to kiss the ass of somebody named Woody Allen who married his goddamn adopted daughter. It's just, we already know what's going on. He did these things. I'm not going into detail. Y'all can go look that shit up, honestly, if you don't know. But for Scarlett Johansson to sit up here talking about, I believe in him. He maintains his innocence and I believe in him. Sis, you don't want a fucking career. And that's why, we talked about this on social media. That's why this whole idea of, oh, y'all, cancel culture, y'all are so mad. Sis still has a job, just like the rest of y'all fucking problematic ass fave. Sis has a whole ass solo movie coming out. So cancel culture does not exist, but we can drag your faves. They will still maintain their money and power, like I said about Kevin Hart. So I don't know why y'all impressed. But Scarlett says it's like you don't want to work. You don't want to. There are people who want to work and don't end up doing. I don't understand how you don't want to work and you still getting all these goddamn jobs. I cannot wait. Thanos should have tossed your ass off that motherfucking cliff faster than your ass could have dropped off that shit. I would resurrect Thanos just for his ass to come through, use 5 of them Infinity Stones at the same goddamn time and sent your ass off to the fucking multiverse with Ant-Man and them. Sit your ass down, Scarlet Tree, black woman, Asian woman, built ass Johansson, sit your ass down. All right, so I thought this story was interesting. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but McCrae Game, he founded Hope for Wellness, the Hope for Wellness Network. And this is gay conversion therapy. And of course his ass is gay. He's the founder of it. Of course his ass is gay, like I'm sure most, if not all of these fucking founders are. The reason why he made this whole Facebook post saying that he was gay because it was either he comes out or he was forced out. Now all of a sudden it's just like, oh, what are you saying? Conversion therapy is not just a lie, but it's very harmful because it's false advertising. I was a religious zealot that hurt people. People said they attempted suicide over me and the things I said to them. Nah, girl, sit your ass down, big ass fat. All of a sudden now that you're pushed, your back was up against the wall, all of a sudden you see the light, sis. Your ass was making money from hurting people's generations upon generations of lives and shit. You can kiss my ass. You need to spend the rest of your life, and then when you die, bring yourself back to life and do it for your second life. You need to spend the rest of your life and your second life fixing, atoning for, dishing out all the money that you made from the way you shat on the LGBT community, okay? And the lives of their parents and shit, convincing them that there's something wrong, like they aliens or some shit. You need to empty your accounts out and spend the rest of your measly ass, wilting and rotting dandelion shape head ass life and body fixing your transgressions. That's just it. We don't care. Sit get your dick sucking ass right on down. All right, so before we talk about y'all president and close this video out, I want to talk about Chanel Miller. She is the survivor of that, whole Brock Turner story. We already know Brock Turner's rapist built ass only had to serve 3 months in jail before he was released. Meanwhile, Chanel Miller's life, it was changed forever. Previously, she kept her name and face anonymous, but she just recently came out about to tell her story in full. She has a memoir coming out on September 24th. It's called Know My Name. Now, this book cover was inspired by kintsugi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's Japanese art in which broken pottery pieces are mended using things like powdered gold. It really emphasizes making a new object, a new product out of something that has been broken. So yeah, she's reclaiming her narrative and her story, and of course she has to work with a publisher, and the publisher was saying, I think in a New York Times article, that she jumped at the chance to get Chanel Miller's story, especially because of that statement that went viral. I think BuzzFeed was the first one who published it. It was a statement that she read at the hearing, and I think so the publisher was just like, yeah, she has a way with words, she has a writer's mind, so they were excited to work with her. So I thought that was really cool, really empowering. Take that energy and power away from his ass, Brock Turner. Apparently, I don't know which book this is from, but it's some criminology book. He's now the face of rape in these textbooks, so if he can't serve prison time, at least his ass can have that legacy for the rest of his rotten ass life. So let's talk about the pungent toupee. Let's talk about the cheating Cheeto. So apparently when this whole Hurricane Dorian situation, which I think is now at category 1 and somewhere around the Carolinas, when this whole Hurricane Dorian situation came out, Trump tweeted that Alabama, Florida, Georgia, or whatever, they're going to need to prepare for this hurricane. And then his own National Weather Services was just like, girl, no, what are you talking about? Alabama's not going to be hit. The Birmingham, Alabama branch of National Weather Service said that Alabama will not see any impacts from Dorian. We repeat, no impacts from Hurricane Dorian will be felt across Alabama. The system will remain too far east. So instead of just admitting that he's wrong like a normal human being, he doubled down on that shit. He doubled down on that shit again. And no matter how many weather services, meteorologists, veteran meteorologists who've been working in the field told his ass, girl, this shit is not accurate, he still was doubling down. And it's important because these scientists, these meteorologists, these emergency workers, they spend so much time and energy trying to prepare the public, and it's two different sources of information saying two different things, it's going to create chaos. So that's why we just want clarity. This fucking sociopath had this whole meeting, this briefing from the White House trying to prepare people for Hurricane Dorian, and this is the first map that he used. And after he got dragged because people told him that Alabama was not going to be in the track, he literally used a second map and altered it himself. Now they're calling him the Sharpie president because it's just like, how are you going to sit up here? The track is clearly white. You wouldn't even take and do the map over. Y'all are the American government. You can even fake that shit and go and redo the map and make the white path larger to include Alabama. You literally took a marker or some shit, put some black over it, and acted like it would include Alabama. This shit was so crazy. And so, girl, they were making fun of him on Twitter, saying that essentially this is what he tried to show the American people, and I holler. Do you hear what I'm saying? Someone put a straight jacket on that motherfucker, get him out of office. Put him into some type of facility, away from the general public, away from anyone with IQ points higher than 1, so that he won't be a danger to others. On that note, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Make sure that you have a good weekend, and be careful because Scarlett Johansson might jump out the bushes to steal your dignity and identity. And in that case, none of us will be able to. Have a good goddamn evening.